Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a read for you today, a really actually spectacular read for you today. I have the Sand Art, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and I'll do Oracle cards at the end. Okay, so I'm going to get right into it. It's not quite sunny here today, but it feels good. Good energy today. I got a lot from the Sand Art today. Let's see here. It was at 12:16 the Sand Art started. I saw French bread, a French twist or a French tryst came up as well. I saw a boxer in his corner. So it was literally a human boxer in the corner, but it could come up as your boxers in the corner because they were bad. But also hoods and overhangs, pulling on a cord, and like a train, toot toot, cutting a cord, opening edamame or pea pods. Also a lobby overlooking from the mezzanine. I saw a couch right below, and then people walking from the couch to meet two other people. So 2 or 3 people were meeting there. I also got it's a boy. Also somebody won a bet. Someone passed out in a lobby or in someone's living room, and the paramedics are there. A huge family tree or tree of life. Also ghosts of Christmas past, and penguins. Taking the patient to the hospital on a board. And also is getting like opening a present or gift on Christmas morning. Ski slopes getting ready, and ice skating rinks being swept. Kids hiding, and them fixing the ice resurfacing machine at the ice skating rink. Also trying to get a baby to sleep face up. Someone might be trying to do that. Also bridging the gap, new piping underground, a piece of broken glass, or possibly a key, but not like a traditionally shaped key. It's more of a rough, like a rough shaped key, kind of like the Florida keys or the shape of Florida. Also a mountain rescue, an avalanche, an aardvark, trying to get a stubborn elephant to move his foot. Maybe a Republican reference here. Also a water slide or waterfall. Also a hippo in the water gliding along, and a mongoose. Also got just the quote, Heartfall, and it was reminding me of a James Bond movie. It was definitely going there. So maybe someone's watching James Bond, some of the older movies. Also I'm seeing a missile blast off, and a secret detective or Inspector Gadget type energy. Also anteaters holding hands, but it's with their noses. And then someone getting woken up out of a deep sleep, and also camping. Also saw gases being released, and then pumping sand or dirt, specifically into the mountains actually. I saw male genital herpes, and also the Mary Magdalene cave in the south of France. So some very different extremes there. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the day. All right, we are at 11/2, November 2nd, 2018. The 2 is the High Priestess. So it's very much about the feminine energy, about psychic energy, about secret energy. And then the day adds up to 24/6, which is the Queen of Wands. It's the 6 is love, family, and community. It's also the motherly energy, but it's the 4 of structure and stability on the inside, and I've reviewed that before with the feminine energy on the outside of the 2. But the structure on the inside makes you very oriented toward safety and stability, as opposed to being free with your heart. All right, so they may be more money oriented as the Queen of Wands. Or very earth-oriented, or being able, needing to manifest things. It's not to be superficial things, because we need things to survive, but it's very earthly energy, that 4 on the inside. Someone's very into structure and stability. So whether it's the financial end of it, or just the actual structure and stability. Okay, but anyway, it's the Queen of Wands. So you're the Queen of Wands and High Priestess, so it's very much about the feminine today, whereas yesterday was all about the masculine energy. And the first word I wrote down, which I write awake all the time, but I never write awakening, and I wrote awakening, not realizing after when I read it afterwards that I was writing awakening, and that was actually written at 5:55 this morning. So, I'm trying to think, 55 came up with something else, but oh, I want to say too, when I was doing a meditation the other day, oh, it was Cosmic Gypsy's meditation, because she brought in Saint Germain and Lady Portia. I actually saw Lady Portia because I saw someone when I was doing the meditation, but I wasn't sure who it was, but I really remember the look because she looked just like my next door neighbor's daughter. And I won't forget that look at all. And she kind of was looking at me from the side and just kind of looked over like this, but she definitely had brown eyes, Lady Portia. Also, I watched 2 videos of Louise Hay. One of them was 101 Thoughts, and it was number 2222 was on that video, as well as an inner child talk that she did. And it was interesting because her date of birth is October 8th, which always has been a significant date for me for some reason. I never knew why. But that was always something really positive on October 8th. Oh, the inner child talk was really good. It brought up, like, literally spending the day with your inner child. So talk to your inner child, ask your inner child. I mean, we do this all the time, you know, asking ourselves, you know, your heart, what you need to be loved and all that kind of stuff. But literally visualize your own child, like take a picture of you when you were little and ask your inner child what they want to do today. Or just communicate, you know, spend a day or a few days, like literally just communicating with that visual all day long to see what you get back from your inner child, how they talk to you. Because when I did that the first time I tried this morning, my inner child just wanted to sit on my lap. She just wanted to be on my lap all day, which is so funny because my son, who was my first child, I always just wanted him to sit on my lap, and he would never sit on my lap because he was a boy and he just wanted to get up and play. So he would sit on my lap for about 2 seconds and then he would get up and run. So I was so excited when my daughter was born because she would sit in my lap more often. But obviously I needed that nurturing. It wasn't so much for my son, it was for me. So anyway, give it a try. Let me know what you come up with on that. You may not get a response from your inner child at first, but eventually you'll definitely get a response back from your inner child. And it's kind of interesting to see what your little person's going to tell you. Okay, so when I started shuffling the cards for the Divine Feminine, which was at 7:47, I got It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be my neighbor, from Mr. Rogers, right? I think so. So maybe you should take a walk around your neighborhood today. The Divine Feminine's read was at 8:04 to 5 as I finished putting it down. The major arcana were Abundance, Chariot, Higher Self, and Karma, which in the Syrian Starseed deck is Abundance is the Empress, Chariot's Chariot, Higher Self is High Priestess, and Karma is Judgment. And again, 222 came up here because there were 2 cups, 2 pentacles, and 2 wands. And I just looked at this video with 2222 on it, so that's a theme. As well as I got, there were no swords at all in the Divine Feminine read today, which is amazing. That doesn't happen often. And then the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles came up. Those were the court cards for the read. So since I use a lot of clarifiers in the read, you're going to hear a lot of other court cards that I mention. But the main characters in the read are the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. And the Knight of Wands can just be your action or someone else's action, okay? But it's all about the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. And I want to reiterate, because sometimes if I have multiple queens, like I'll have a Queen of Cups over here and a Queen of Cups over here in the read, doesn't mean that it's necessarily the same Queen of Cups, because we're going to have different energies. Sometimes the energies are going to all represent the Divine Feminine, and sometimes they'll represent different people around her. But, you know, they could be lots of different people. They could be friends, family, people you bump into on the street who may be significant to you that day. So, you know, you have to kind of put it in where it fits in your life. So, we also got 1010. 10, 8, 1 came up, and number 19. And like I said, 222. Then when I was doing the codes, I got a download of Sultan of, I know it's Sultan of Swing, but I got Sultan of Suede first because it sounds like that. So both may be significant to you. There is a Sultan of Suede. I don't know if it's a leather shop or online store, but if it means something to you, let me know. Sultan of Suede, or it could just be like, I was getting devil energy from the Sultan, so regarding somebody who may have dark energy, who likes to wear a lot of leather or leather jackets, but it's also getting Sultan Swing, and the main focus for the codes today was about music and surrender. So Sultan of Swing, maybe you want to read the lyrics or listen to that as far as music, but it was all about music, which is interesting because, you know, I play, and I don't always want to play. I'm not in the mood sometimes, but last night was a really good energy as far as wanting to play music, so it's very much the theme right now. But it's surrendering and telling you the music helps you surrender, because you definitely, when I play, I'm channeling. So use music to your advantage. The coding, I was getting souls are destiny, the infinite abundance of the H, or the DNA, unraveled. Ace your music. Also, the sun is a turn for the better, and powerful abundance for your DNA. I was getting the solar 10th at 0 point, maybe a 10th, that maybe a 10th of your day or 10 minutes in the sun helps bring you back to 0 point, but it's abundance for the DNA again was coming up. I was also getting the word, I don't know how to pronounce it, it's French, Hakur. I mean, I initially wanted to find something that might have been like that, H-A-C-E-U-R, but the only thing that came up close to that was H-A-C-H-E-U-R, which ended up coming up as an entry, Hakur, and then 001, electronique71.com, and the piece of equipment it was Classique NE555. So here we got 555 again. And it was described as a rectangular, in French, rectangular frequency. And also a definition coming up was reversible in both current and voltage, positive and negative. It was also called the chopper. But overall, I was getting music is like the sun for your DNA in the coding. So for the Divine Feminine read, okay, standing your ground and implementing happiness when can't focus on work, stand strong when giving away money and energy that you worked so hard for the happiness of your family. So make sure you're doing it for giving away your money for things that you really want to give your money away to, not because you feel obligated or guilt. Okay, that's not the way to spend your money, because that's your energy. Okay, so stand strong when people may be pushing you to give things to them, that kind of thing. Stand strong when giving away money and energy you worked so hard for happiness of your family, because that may be what your focus was. Allow the sun to come out to expose family happiness. The Queen of Cups here, Divine Feminine, and her inner child stand right beside her Divine Masculine working when she sends him love and her inner child messages of love through the 5D meditation. It helps him express his feelings more fully, I was getting. The other scenario can be here, this Queen of Cups can be the karmic with the children with the Divine Masculine, okay? Or it could be you and your karmic with the children, okay? Also, there's a Queen of Swords, when sharing information with others, offers new life and abundance. So to share your information and your downloads. While lacking faith causes you to fall on your face sometimes, causing blocks and holding back your truth. So don't be embarrassed to fall on your face. Still allow your truth. The Divine Masculine is not speaking in his truth at work. He is blocked by his family, is what's coming up here. Nurture your inner child, Divine Feminines, to help your Divine Masculine stand up for himself and speak the truth to his family. The underlying energy comes up reconciliation, and that the Divine Feminine holds narcissistic energy in her family that held her down. The Divine Masculine reflects this energy to his children, or his daughters specifically coming up here. Cupid uses the vibration of a rose to judge as a child would judge. Like a child would say, did you really, if somebody did something wrong, the child would go, did you really do that? And they'd say, why? They wouldn't judge you, they would just ask why. Why did you do that? So as the Queen of Cups nurtures, and Spirit's connecting with me, as the Queen of Cups nurtures or mothers, and the Divine Masculine holds in his feelings and becomes frustrated and jealous. Teaching and learning also is coming up here as the underlying energy for the Divine Feminine. As the Divine Feminine lover shines her light fully exposed, with bits of residual depression or loss of hope fading away, the Queen of Pentacles reversed is in need of grounding and more healing and forgiveness of self and others to be successful on her journey. So forgiveness needs to come more into play here. It was really emphasizing forgiveness. The Divine Feminine leads the way with nurturing abundance to family, creating happiness and love that supports the Divine Masculine's creative efforts in order to support love and comfort back to the family. However, when the Divine Masculine doesn't speak his truth, the chain breaks. When the Divine Feminine doesn't express her feelings, possibly of depression, the chain breaks, etc. Recently, the Queen of Pentacles has been detoxing from a King of Swords, refusing to see the truth. So the King of Swords refusing to see the truth, and needing to protect his heart from his family. So the Queen of Pentacles, if the King of Swords is your Divine Masculine, is coming up this way as the Divine Feminine needing to detox from the old Divine Masculine who was in his King of Swords but refusing to see the truth. So here he is, the King of Swords, right? The man of truth and justice, not being in his truth. So you can understand how difficult that is to admit, right? So this King of Swords by nature is cold because he's been hurt and wants to fight for the right, but only leaving his heart partially open means he's not fully in his truth and will fall. The Divine Feminine has learned to finally let go of this part of her from her family that had blocked her leadership abilities. The foundation for the Divine Feminine has to do with her feeling like dying, means that you are disconnected from Source and you want to reconnect, not using your intuition. So your secrets will be forced out so that you can boldly move forward to reconcile with your Divine Feminine via ascension. So it's showing you the ascension process of how you came out of being disconnected from yourself and why you feel depressed, or whenever you get like that, it's because you've disconnected again and you want to get back to Source. So we just reconnect again through meditation, or from grounding and going outside and spending time in nature. Centrally, the issue for the Divine Feminine is the Knight of Wands, who is all about physical motion, has learned to be still and present with no choice in order to expand in a sham fight or play for life's abundance. You know, that instead of fighting, it's like competition for the riches of life, the abundance. He learns to channel the masculine aggression into faith and freedom from lack. Freedom from injury, family wounds, indecision, and lack of affection from a wise old man with no light. So someone may have been influenced by someone not of light, okay? They may have meant well and think they're a wise old man, but they weren't, okay? So this was coming up as more of about the Divine Masculine, but it could be a masculine also within the Divine Feminine, or someone specifically in her close life, okay? The challenge for the Divine Feminine is abundance, or an Empress. The Queen of Pentacles soulmate destiny of the King of Wands, who took her love and gave it to the moon, or to the night. But the Divine Masculine then leading during the day toward the Queen of Wands energy, who's now looking away from him, defending her ground to the Queen of Swords, who is speaking her truth. So the Queen of Pentacles had refused to see the truth of the King of Swords, King of Pentacles. All right, the Divine Masculine, who's the King of Swords by night, but the King of Pentacles by day. So two different people. Finding peace in his mask of day, or the King of Pentacles, actually dimmed the Divine Feminine's light, forcing her into isolation. So the King of Swords is fitting into his nighttime persona of connecting with the Divine Feminine in the 5D, and the King of Pentacles here is being shown as his daytime persona at work, you know, being the man of stability and that everyone can count on, all that kind of thing, okay? And of status, though, so there's ego there. So now in the Divine Feminine's head and heart, she looks up to the stars for a message, as the Divine Masculine looks up for freedom. As he may have gotten into some trouble with family business, he may have gotten caught, or he may have caught someone else lying, cheating, or stealing. So while the Divine Feminine's been wondering where the messages are, the Divine Masculine's been seeking freedom, or had been, okay? The Queen of Wands, wanting more for her life, rejected him, or vice versa, he rejected her. And the Divine Feminine feels the suffering of the Divine Masculine coming into his sovereignty and true leadership abilities. The karmic may have had two extreme personalities, one of the sun and one of the moon. And then I was getting night and day, day and night, you know, that was coming in. So, and that was coming up from her rejected child issues. He may have gotten in trouble because of his twin, or just his connection of the twin, or in defending his twin and the devil, or maybe lust that he felt at night in confessing or being burdened at night as that King of Swords in reunion of his King of Pentacles during the day, when the Queen of Wands would put it out there, finding peace in his money and status, and therefore turning on the charm. Okay, so it was an underlying feeling of a little bit of manipulation there. Soon, the Divine Feminine in her higher self, over the loss of the King of Pentacles, so the daytime Divine Masculine, finding peace in her own satisfaction, while the King of Swords, the nighttime persona, wants to rush in passionately, but his inner child gets scared and frustrated and loses steam or inspiration to do that. The Divine Feminine must be careful not to let the King of Pentacles dim her light, finding peace in his abundance. The Divine Feminine is the abundant family. After injustice, always trying to find a new perspective in regards to family burdens and lack of attention, we're always made to feel the failure in the eyes of the family. So this is for the Divine Feminine. Okay, and this was very much coming up as the family she grew up in, okay? So around her are how she is seen. Lots is going on, and she may not be aware of it, of everything that is going on. A negative past with loss of money and power and independence. A prisoner of thoughts and betrayal and possibly back pain, or kids leaving the nest causing empty nest syndrome. Or someone may actually have been in prison, now lots of feelings being expressed and quick actions being taken in regards to family and a new life. The Divine Feminine needs to clear blocks of perfection. Okay, that's a big one. Trying to hold a high vibration, but then getting dragged into disconnection of the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, that we all, the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, have our ups and downs. The masculine's wisdom without light, and the feminine's ungroundedness when sharing her downloads and ideas. So these two were coming up as the, the negative sides of the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, that's okay too. That Divine Feminine has to let go of their ideas of everything needing to be perfect. The major signs that were coming up during the Divine Feminine read were Taurus, Cancer, Pisces, and Aquarius. And of course other energies were coming up as minor players, but the major ones were Taurus, Cancer, Pisces, Aquarius. Again, music and surrender came up for the Divine Feminine as the big advice for them today. Music and surrender to the King of Cups, unconditional love, and the Hermit, your solitude, but also wisdom, being wise. But this Hermit is without his light. His light and his dark, it's all good. So we're being shown the King of Cups and the Hermit without the light. They're both good. It's okay. They're both parts of him, and that's all right. We stay connected and learn from each other. Suffering cycles end between the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands, as the Queen of Wands may put it out there that they are reunited in defense to the Queen of Swords' shared information. Okay, so these can be different people depending on your situation, so you may put it where it fits, and if it doesn't resonate, don't make it fit. Okay. As karma or judgment is only a perception, and that the Divine Masculine is wondering how to reunite or how to relight his flame as King of Cups, the loving man. Then what was put out there ends up being a lie that another took and ran with. Okay, so initially this is what the Queen of Wands was putting out there, whatever she put out, either her or someone else took this lie and ran with it, you know, like in a gossipy way. Or someone then just split and ran. And this was next to a Queen of Cups energy, but I was getting this as a karmic energy. But it could be a Divine Feminine. The Empress Epiphanies shared with others lovingly as destiny rolls in. It is above the... Empress Epiphanies shared with others lovingly, or sudden grace. As destiny rolls in, it is above the water sign's head, or this Queen of Cups. Okay, so there I wasn't... The two major feminines. Did I miss writing the Queen of Pentacles there? Oh, the Queen of Cups was the card after the read, so I didn't include that when I told you about the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles in the read. But the Queen of Cups was also the after the read card, okay? So there were two queens here. It's either the Queen of Pentacles, who was in the beginning of the read, or the Queen of Cups at the end of the read. But the Queen of Cups in the secondary cards in the beginning of the read, I felt, well, they can both go either way. So, you know, I'm going to leave you to fit them as they fit. But this Queen of Cups was definitely coming up as the after read card as someone who was lying and then running away, okay? And doing something bad or just running away from the lies, okay? The emotional family is exposed at work for the Divine Feminine in a positive way, and in a negative way for the Divine Masculine. Boldly moving or traveling to the parents or siblings, possibly, to express feelings or do something fun. Okay, so on both sides, I'm seeing the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine possibly going to spend time with parents or siblings, you know, immediate family. The Queen of Pentacles moves passionately to abundance as higher self in a new life, imperfectly looking to the stars for guidance, and her higher self for decisions, which are judgments, okay? So we're always going to make decisions and judgments. You're not bad for making all judgments, okay? Don't ever judge yourself for that, okay? If I say that you're beautiful, that's a judgment. So again, don't get down on yourself about the word judgment, okay? The Queen of Pentacles' higher self is Empress, but she expresses all queens. In this read, there may be a Queen of Wands defending her turf, and there may be a Queen of Cups. So Queen of Wands is fire signs. Queen of Cups, there may be a Queen of Cups spreading lies, and that's water signs, okay? It doesn't have to be. The Queen of Wands can just be a fiery female, and the Queen of Cups could just be an emotional, you know, loving woman. So for the Divine Masculine, and this never happens, so I wanted to bring this up. The read was done at 10:49 to 50, and I love that because 49 and 50 are the 9 and 10 of Cups. The major arcana are the Tower, the Lovers, Abundance, and Reflection. Now, when you have the Lovers and the Two of Cups coming up in the same read, let alone together, that's twin flame for sure. The Divine Masculine's read today, the center of the read was the Lovers with the Two of Cups on it, okay? As the challenge. So we have the Lovers and the Two of Cups right with each other. Not to mention the Tower, Abundance, and Reflection, the Hermit, okay? Abundance is the Empress. Yeah. Okay, so Tower, Lovers, Abundance, Reflection. The suits were 3 swords, 2 cups, and 1 pentacles. Divine Masculine had no wands, which is really unusual for the Divine Masculine. And the only court card for Divine Masculine of the major cards was the Page of Cups, which is innocent love. Could also be a child. But it also could be his inner child. All right, so from the codes today, the only numbers that came up for the Divine Masculine was 6, which is love, and then I got 321 has just begun. So 6 love, 321 has just begun. Okay. Then in the codes, it was all about communication for the Divine Masculine. And it was about divine love. And I was getting like a rare woe of emotions. To see key, E-I-E-I-O-U, communication. So it's literally, and I was getting blood heart. You know, like you say, blood family. Well, it was coming up here as the twins with each other, blood hearts. Divine love of rare woe of emotions, or blood heart. Okay. See the keys, or see key, or see E, which is the divine feminine heart. I-O-U, communication. Literally. E-I-E-I-O-U, communication, or I-O-U, communication. There's also coming up Divine Sophia 9, and like I said, blood hearts and seeing the key. See the key, that I-O-U, communication. So that was very clear. All about communication. And the Page of Cups, which is about innocent love and just, you know, spitting your heart out there for everyone to see, okay? To be like your innocent inner child again, and when you communicate. So for the Divine Masculine, it was very much about the Divine Masculine recognizing himself as a twin. The center of the read was the Lovers and the Two of Cups. But there's a lot of stuff that came up in this read that was very interesting. So an innocent message of love. Okay. Deceptive in detoxing from a partnership with sudden epiphanies about justice and possible divorce, or sudden justice and abundance and truth in receiving an innocent message of love toward the new moon in letting go of a toxic connection. Also, could be a sudden fight breaks out in regards to an Empress or abundance, the Lovers, and the truth, third party and or overindulgences, including gossip. The Magician, Divine Masculine Lover. I was seeing one situation where a Divine Masculine did Reiki on someone who was bleeding out and actually helped this person survive. Maybe someone, I don't know if I was getting fluid overload, so I don't know if someone had a heart attack or just had angina. But I was getting that Reiki was used on someone who had a sudden attack and actually revived him. That all of a sudden this person was just then fighting to survive. Okay, or the Magician, Divine Masculine did something with, maybe just gave energy, which is Reiki, but on someone who's bleeding out. So it could be physically bleeding out or just emotionally bleeding out, but now suddenly fighting to survive. So maybe someone, there might have been someone who tried to commit suicide, but it could just be someone who had a, you know, heart attack or something like that, or just someone who had thought they might have had a heart attack. But either way, there was some kind of rescue, it seemed, right there, with the Divine Masculine did. The King of Pentacles, feeling bad for taking others down, spending savings on manipulators, or to cover his own insecurities, buying everyone drinks, or getting really drunk, and a fight breaks out suddenly, at home or at a wedding. Due to true love, Empress, or abundance, twin flame, truth. The Knight of Pentacles has offered something practical, small, and healthy, while a Cancer, literally I was getting this, replied, kiss my ass and you know where you can stick it. Okay, that's what I was getting from the cards. It came right to me. As the karmic thinks about the money, the red tulips, or flowers, the curtains, the home and stability, and thinking up a way how to get it now. And then the underlying card was manifestation for the Divine Masculine. There's a Queen of Swords now here reversed, who loses family or just very unhappy at home, with an Emperor reversed who's out of control, or hopefully losing his ego as opposed to out of control with his ego. She's thinking about a brooch and sapphire door handles and or knives, and he thinks of throwing spheres, you know, those throwing spheres that I was talking about before. He thinks about throwing spheres and his sword collection, or just leaving as little as possible behind, throwing things down the stairs out of control as a pet watches. So I was seeing like a major fight. There's two different scenarios. One's at someone's home and the other one's like at a wedding or something. But literally a big fight. And I was getting someone saying, don't trip on your way out the door. And then someone may actually trip down the steps as divine justice plays out. And I was also getting remote controls for everything in this home are also being thrown around as well. A huge blowout over true love and a house and or union. Recently, coming together at work, holding on loosely, the Empress expands her heart more suddenly to the Emperor reversed, who's out of control in a drunken brawl where someone is bleeding and does Reiki, or someone is accused of causing the bleeding or using Reiki, which starts a fight. The foundation for the Divine Masculine is that the truth comes out about sneaky behavior or half-truths, or fessing up about bad behavior or illegal behavior done in need of attention, now feeling like a failure. The central issue for the Divine Masculine is the truth of the 5D lover, as the Queen of Swords explains about the connection blocking the Divine Feminine from choosing a path, and the energy from the twin as she suffered greatly in transformation from fantasy to harsh reality, challenged by the soulmate twin flame connection and the Knight of Cups wanting to offer love to the Queen of Pentacles in truth, but afraid of the passion of the angel of the 5D. Now in the Divine Masculine's head and heart coming up is the 5D connection that he's kept quiet about. But there was a bad turn of family finances and learning to stand his ground about overworking while receiving innocent messages of love at work through a family business, making the Emperor lose control, or just working really hard for their children to give them a family legacy, but now losing control. Okay, but it's all about the Emperor losing control, whether that's the Divine Masculine or an older person in his life, a boss or a father, father-in-law, or an uncle, whatever it is. Keeping quiet about painful transformation of fantasy family, harsh truth, or abusive truth of passion of the Emperor, and a trophy partner was coming up again. And I want to emphasize, trophy wife doesn't necessarily mean they're beautiful. It means they're a trophy wife in the Divine Masculine's mind, whether it has to do with intelligence or a great body, or someone might want to marry someone who's been a hooker before, you know. It has to do with the Divine Masculine's perception of what they want in a relationship. So that's the meaning of the trophy partner, okay, or the trophy wife. Doesn't have to be someone who's beautiful and perfect on the outside. It's perfect to the Divine Masculine, okay? But it's also like bragging rights, so it's superficial, okay? So, like I said, keeping quiet about painful transformation of fantasy family, harsh truth, or abusive truth of passion of the Emperor and trophy partner with addictive or dramatic or codependent behavior, while in 5D reunion with his angel, there's happiness, all right? So this is what he's recognizing. Soon for the Divine Masculine, taking a leap of faith and freedom to a new life, offering money to a Cancer possibly, or just a bold move out of suffering at work and into peace with a hermit, or just hermiting himself. He chose between the right hand with one wand and the dark X, or the left hand with the world and his freedom. He sees himself as the Three of Cups, sad and or regretful for his drinking and or arrogance, neither of which made him happy, staying quiet in order to rest and meditate possibly. Not all of them are going to be meditating, but staying quiet to rest and just get away from the world in order to gain control as the Emperor back. Okay, so to become the Emperor upright again. After whatever overindulging he's been doing, whether it's drinking, controlling, working, sex, spending, eating, gossip, etc. The Divine Masculine got love yourself first, playfulness, soulmate, trust, and romantic feelings. Okay, all positive. Around him, or how he's being seen, there are 3 scenarios came up. One was the King of Wands reversed, who's exhausted now that the worst is over. He could be someone who's angry as well. So there's a King of Wands exhausted now that the worst is over. That's one scenario. And this is 3 scenarios of trying to get back into balance. After fighting and tripping up and falling on his face, or just dropping the facade and suffering, that was the second one. After fighting and tripping up, falling on his face, or just dropping the facade, or dropping the ball. And then the third situation was the suffering continuing due to legalities and a legal system. Only home and or union stands between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. Clear blocks for the Divine Masculine of believing in pure love. That Page of Cups love, that kind of love. Feeling whole and complete. Impatient, you also need to clear impatience and feeling stuck in emotions instead of finding peace. And again, the advice was communication was a big one, but even bigger was about financial discipline. Waiting to sweep the Queen of Pentacles off her feet and or kicked out of the house to run errands. The Hermit holds light, but is getting old. Seeing synchronicities with heaven in their eyes, awake and strong. The Hermit could be Divine Feminine, Virgo, Leo, Scorpio, could be all 3 or one of those, or a Divine Masculine with the same signs, but more fiery. Also, a family reunion in a divorce scenario, or someone on the witness stand confessing or refusing an offer, or refusing to give the information in court, with a sudden Leo or Scorpio passion energy and a strong message on behalf of a Virgo female or Hermit masculine. There's also Libra energy in here too, with the Justice card. There's a sudden rejection, but also a lot of passionate behavior. There's a lot of passion between this Page of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. Could also be a Queen of Pentacles with 2 kids. In a karmic situation, refusing an offer from the Divine Masculine. Someone is being advised to confess or to just drop all their burdens of a contract or marriage related to a Hermit energy, which could be Virgo, or it could be a professional, a doctor, lawyer, could be a pharmacist, could be an old man, okay? But someone's being, again, advised to confess or just drop all their burdens of a contract or marriage related to this Hermit energy. Holding back truth comes out to a Queen of Wands, about passion of the Knight of Wands for twin and or children. So this Knight of Wands energy as the Divine Masculine is coming out, his passion for the twin and or his children, and wanting his sovereignty. So again, there's sudden truth of a third party and or overindulgences, the Divine Masculine then regaining their balance, equitable distribution, an Empress twin lover or abundant twin lover, out of suffering cycles, cracks open heart and connects with Hermit energy for a commitment, or connects about a break in commitment. Okay, so this is about the divine masculine coming forward. Okay, so it was very significant. So again, being the Page of Cups, there's definitely going to be, you know, new energy as far as babies being born. But it could, you know, I have two nephews. One just had a baby, and another one's due. So there's a lot of babies going around right now. So that energy too. But it's all about, the Page of Cups is about innocent love. So it's about new beginnings in love, and it's friendships of love. But it's also about the inner child and loving yourself, and that pure, it's just pure love, innocent love. Okay. I'm going to pull some oracle cards for you. We have the Ascension deck. See what comes up. Take a deep breath, everyone. And let it out. Clear the mind. Clear the mind. Okay, what is the advice? What is the advice? What's the advice for everyone watching today? Okay. Actually two. We got the Lemurian healing on the bottom. That's number 24, which is the Queen of Wands, which came up, which is today. Okay, so Lemurian healing, the affirmation is, I send Lemurian healing to Earth. Okay, I got two other cards to read for you. The first card that came out was the Gold and Silver Cloak, which is number 26, which is an 8. And the other one that came out was Lord Cthulhu, which is 36, which is a 9. Okay, so the 8 of the 26 is inner strength, outer power. It's also staying at 0 point in balance. It's about big business and big sports. The 6 of love and family community on the inside, or the motherly energy, with the feminine energy on the outside. And then Lord Cthulhu is the 6 of the motherly energy on the inside, with the 3 of joy and celebration on the outside, or coming together and expressing yourself. That's a 9 of endings, universal selflessness and compassion. So for the Gold and Silver Cloak, it reads, you've chosen this card of perfect harmony. When you balance your wisdom and power, giving and receiving, your connection with Hollow Earth and the 7th heaven, it offers you the courage to love. This makes you magnetic to people, animals, and situations so that you can attract all that is for your highest good. Your guidance is to bring yourself into harmony and balance, and then visualize yourself wearing the Gold and Silver Cloak so that you draw in angel sonics to purify the energy around you. Expect the unexpected and miraculous. And the affirmation is, I am in total balance and harmony. Okay? Really beautiful. And it came up about the balancing for the Divine Masculine, for sure. So it always applies to both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, but that was coming up specifically in the environment of the Divine Masculine, of bringing everything into balance, equitable distribution. And then Lord Cthulhu, the 9, is, Lord Cthulhu is the world teacher. In his incarnations as St. Francis, Shah Jahan, who built the Taj Mahal, and Melchior, one of the wise men, Lord Cthulhu practiced harmlessness, love, and wisdom. These energies are encapsulated in this card, so you're encouraged to spread knowledge and spiritual truths to others with humility and inspiration. Be ready to learn, for Lord Cthulhu is drawing your attention to something important. He is a member of the Brotherhood of the Golden Robe, those who take in and transmute the pain of the world. If you're sensitive to energies, ask him to wrap you in his light of the golden robe. And the affirmation is, I am open to teaching and learning, which also came up in the cards today. So that perfectly fit. Okay, so it's about harmony, balance and music, and then teaching and learning, which is also balance. And then from the past life deck, excuse me, all right, take another deep breath, clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. What is the advice for everyone watching today? What is the advice? Okay, got 2 here, and the bottom is food and hunger. Okay, and French bread came up. So maybe you're supposed to have bread in France. Okay, food and hunger. That's the underlying energy. And the cards that came up, Celtic and Love Life. The first thing I'm getting is don't let religion block your love. And also I'm getting a Neanderthal. Don't be a Neanderthal, as I'm saying it like. Yeah. Allow the high vibration of the rose. Okay, the rose petals, very high vibrational. And there's a heart there too, on a stem. And I'm being drawn to love and life. Love is life. And this is very green and old, and so it's very much heart-based, but it's the old way of being heart-based. So it's being present, you know, to allow the new. Don't block your heart through religion. There's nothing wrong with you having your religion, but don't allow that to block love. And this is like the green and the emerald green and the magenta. Okay, it's like that this is the masculine and then this is the feminine energy. Which is funny because, well, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting the magenta attached to the feminine today and the green attached to the masculine. Alright, so from the journey of love, it just hit 52 and 5202. That's the Queen of Swords. Okay, a lot of religions believe that you should mourn things for a long time. Okay, is that good for you? No. So it's just bringing up negative thought patterns and negative traditions, so that we need to let go of all that stuff. Okay. I had a patient who, when I went to visit her at her home when she was dying, and she was younger than me, you know, I asked her about her religion, and one of the things she said, and she had passed away of cancer, was that they believed in mourning a lot. So like mourning, she's been mourning her mother her whole life. So it's not necessary. You don't want to be in negative energies, as little as possible, right? Okay, so for the journey of love, everyone take a deep breath. What is the advice for everyone watching? Let go of the negativity. Oh, this one, there's two here. Yep, two. The bottom of the deck is Heart of God. It's a 9. The end of the cycle. The endings. It's also universal selflessness and compassion. Oh, look how bright that is. It's like the gold light coming from the heart. As you cut the heart open, and it comes off as gold on screen, but it's actually green. So that's kind of cool. That it's coming up as gold shooting out of the heart. And transplant came up yesterday too, heart transplant. So maybe we're all getting a heart transplant. It's Heart of God is the underlying energy. Again, it's not as magenta. This one's more orangey or rusty, so it's more the root and the sacral chakras, but also the green and the white, purifying the heart. And this ending, the browny rust colors are because of the 9, and it's, you know, it's sloughing away the old at the end. Okay. The cards that came out are the Communal Dance, number 5. Get away from that light. And then the other one is the Ancient Ones, which is 52, which just came up as the time. Okay, the Ancient Ones. the Queen of Swords. Okay. Again, the communal dance, we've gotten this a lot this week, is where everyone's holding hands around the circle, like the paper cutouts, that we're all one. And it's like they're all looking into this big purified vortex in the middle. They're being shown like they're being shown of like a review of the past, of things that you've been through. But it's like a celebration of that. That look what you've achieved. It's like a graduation. Ah, it's a graduation ceremony. Ah! And Spirit's connecting with me. It's a graduation ceremony of the Ancient Ones. Oh, that's beautiful. And look at the Ancient Ones card again. Look. So these are our masters and our guides and ETs, right? The graduation ceremony. Wow. Number 5 is the communal dance. Lover, you have been alone too long. Your community calls you to surrender your isolation for this moment in time and instead join the cosmic conga line. Do you know how special you are? So much so that this community would not be the same without you. Your individuality and uniqueness can only enhance this group of souls that calls you to dance with them. Blood hearts, that's mine. Men and women, human and spirit, heaven and earth, your community is vast and rich and has much to share with you. Be lifted in celebration of belonging. Recognize that you are part of something great. Can your heart grow warm with recognition? You belong. You're meant to be part of this great dance of love awakening on the earth. Your heart is already beating to the rhythm of the music. We've got music again. This oracle brings you guidance. You're being drawn into a new community that is more aligned with your innate spiritual vibration. You'll feel more at home there and be able to share your gifts and talents more freely and with greater support. Let go of relationships or situations that you have been holding on to out of fear. They are meant to continue with you. They will remain. If not, they will fall away, creating space for new connections to come into your life now. This is not a time to hide in what you have known, but to be open to playful connection with kindred spirits soon to be met. And again, playfulness came up from Divine Masculine. The poem reads, when I stood in front of you, I knew something was in store. I could feel the excitement of our journey ahead, for I'd been that way before. The Spirit's connecting with me. Each person comes into our life with lessons we may see, and in the reflection of that other self is the person we can be. Okay, how beautiful for us. Okay, the other one is 52, the Ancient Ones. And Spirit's still connecting with me. It's a really, really powerful cards today. Wow. The Ancient Ones, your spiritual growth is now acknowledged and witnessed by the heavenly ones that see beyond time and space into the reality of your soul. Do not lose heart if your spirituality is not fully acknowledged, understood, or appreciated by those around you in the physical world as yet. Though they may love you, it is most likely that their vision is still bound by time and space, and they cannot see into the very real games that you have made in subtle worlds, where all true spiritual growth begins. So the Ancient Ones reach out to you and bring this message. We see you, beloved. We honor your growth. It is real. It is palpable. And soon it will manifest fully in the physical world with breathtaking beauty. We honor your light. Namaste. This oracle brings guidance that you have taken a leap in personal growth. If you're still testing it in the physical world, trying to translate your inner changes into outer experiences, take heed. It's only a matter of time before you see reflected back to you in your physical world what you have become within. And you will see it mirrored back to you in the eyes of those around you in sacred relationship too. And the poem reads, here's wishing you some sunshine the day after the rain. Here's a hug of understanding when life seems filled with pain. Here's knowing that emotion like wind blows many ways, and of course will seem more certain with the dawn of each new day. Really super beautiful oracle cards today. I'm going to pull one last card for you like I've been doing. And we're coming up on the 60. Let's see here. Okay, 5959. 59 is that Five of Swords energy. Oh, we just had 6006. That is, cool. But 5959 is the Five of Swords, Five of Swords. And then 6006 is moving to peace and love. Beautiful. All right. I'm just doing the traditional Rider-Waite, okay? Clear a line. Can't believe beautiful cards. Wow. The numbers too. I just hit 38, 42, and 44 came up, and that's the Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups, and 44 is Atlas, the weight of the world upon your shoulders. Clear the line. All right. All right. What is the final message for everyone watching today? God, Mother, Father, Christos, Sophia. What is the one last message for everyone amidst these beautiful messages? Thank you so much for all of these wonderful messages. What is the message? Okay, well that's a little different. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So what did we learn about the King of Swords today? That he's the nighttime part of him. The one that's confused. See? And then we have, he was the Knight of Swords at night and the King of Pentacles during the day. The King of Pentacles is now reversed, but the nighttime side of him is upright. But they're both feeling out in the cold right now. Because he is the King of Swords. You know, it's all about truth and justice, but it's not very, you know, it's not very emotional or loving. It is loving, but to an extent. So, first comes out the Moon reversed. Okay, so this can be deception. So when you're dealing with anything with truth and justice, just make sure you know the truth. Okay, but this is also about the new moon, the coming new moon. And this is also about the daytime when there is no sun. Because it's still kind of like nighttime, which is very much like today. There's no sun at all today. Okay, so I'm not really getting negative energy from this. It's like new moon, but it's also the day without sun. And it's also about, you know, watch your signs and synchronicities and your guidance, okay? For those who may want to deceive you. And then I get Ace of Pentacles reversed. But this is just about holding back your energy and preparing for a new life. Somebody could also be playing ball. Oh, they're ready to play ball. They're ready to play ball, but what kind of sport do you want to play? What kind of ball do you want to play? It's also about the Divine Masculine learning their abilities, and the Divine Feminine. Because, you know, this is someone levitating a coin, you know. Maybe honing in on your skills, you know, getting ready for your new life. And then the card number 3, it's graduation. Okay? That's the Journey card. And you graduated. And you're successful. And think about everything you've been through. And even the horse is congratulating you. Look at that. That's kind of like the way Lady Portia was looking at me. Okay, this is all about good news. All right, coming home from the journey. It's about success and getting attention. Okay? It's really beautiful. The messages were really, really amazing today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes, and comments as usual. If you need anything from me, you know my website, my email's below. And again, I said everything is 10% off the whole month. So if you need anything, let me know. And in the meantime, make sure you drink your water. Do a lot of grounding outside, okay? While you can, while there's no snow on the ground. And just take care of your body. And make yourself as happy as you can, okay? Rise and be loved, guys. Have an amazing day.